Hello everybody, welcome to FSGP 2026 Round 7, the Canadian FSGP on Grand Prix Karting Montreal. This is the karting version, the small Formula 1 version of the Circuit Gilles de Villeneuve. We're in the practice session right now, drivers are still entering the server, so we have to wait before we have all cars on the grid. Also important to know for today, two of the top drivers are not driving today for different reasons. One of them is watching the real Formula 1 Grand Prix in Canada, and the other one is on vacation in Indonesia. So this guy here, Ivan Ozaz from Spain, used to call himself Lozy. He would be the driver who has the most chance to win today, but he seems to have some issues with his sim racing rig. Something wrong with his steering wheel, and he didn't practice for this Grand Prix because he wasn't sure he would race for today. But as we see, he is racing. So we wish him very much luck for today. Matthew Mency still in the pits. Thomas Kane also still in the pit. Let's watch some onboard images. This is a new driver for today, Richard Vacci. He's from Hungary. I'm sorry I can't talk much at the moment because my dinner just arrived. I'm just only practicing, thus I leave you with all the images. I will be back in a moment.
If you're just watching, welcome back to Formula Student Grand Prix 2026 Round 7, the Canadian Grand Prix on Grand Prix karting, Round 7 of the championship. Interesting to know that both leaders of the championship are not racing today because they are doing something else. And we have some new drivers. We're watching Richard Varci from Hungary driving for the first time in FSGP. He's doing a good job on P2 at the moment. Behind him we see Ashley van der Zalm from the Netherlands on P3. We have some drivers in the pit lane. Robert Tennyson from the United States. Blair Johnson, also from the United States. Oh, he missed the corner. Oh. Not much grip on the grass, as Blair is demonstrating right now. Thomas Kane still in the pit lane. He didn't drive at all today, till this moment. There could be a problem with his setup. Important to know, this is only the practice session, so lap times don't mean anything at all. Just to give some idea how fast the drivers are. But the real thing happens during the qualification. That's next session. This practice session will end in about 3 minutes. Clouded, the weather today in Montreal. At least in the virtual version of Montreal, not the real one, of course. I don't know how the weather is in Montreal at the moment. Oh. They are all already practicing for some overtaking.
Maybe Ivan has some damage now. No, he's still driving. Hugh Mency from the United States. Also a little bit new to Formula students. Only 5 drivers did set a lap time for the moment. Well, that's me at the pit lane. Ivan's still the fastest driver at the moment, with 1 minute to go in this practice session. But it looks like Richard Facci is closing the gap, only 0.2 of a second, 0.3 of a second behind Ivan. Oh. Ashley van der Zalm also doing a good job today. On P3 at the moment. Oh. Practice session is over now. Those are the times for the practice. Okay. So the first practice, only one practice session for today, just like in the wheel F1, or also only one practice session in this weekend. But for now, we have on P7 Thomas Kane. He did not drive, maybe something with the setup he's fixing at the moment. On P6, we have Blair Johnson. He did the 53.6. On 5, Robert Tennyson. He did a 50 seconds and 9/10. Then on P4, Ashley van der Salem at 49.6. P3, Matthew Menzel, 49.439. And on P2, Richard Facci. And on P1, Ivan Ozias. Now we are in the qualifying session. So practice is over, now it counts. Important to know, the times you will see on the leaderboard are the fastest times from the practice session. Only when the driver finishes a new lap in the qualifying session, the time will be updated. Starting his lap now. Let's see what he's doing. He seems to have a big issue with the steering wheel, but I can't see it. He's driving very well today. Flat out of Swedish chicane. 47.9, that is a new time for him. And we have Thomas Kane. So we have to wait a few minutes until the moment every driver has set a new lap time. Then we can see what the real leaderboard should be like. I'm happy Thomas fixed this issue with his steering wheel setup. So we can drive now. Oh! So Blair Johnson, 5.3 seconds behind the fastest driver. Then we have Robert Tennyson on P6 right now at the moment in the qualifying with 2.1 seconds behind the fastest time. Now Thomas starts on a new lap. Let's see what he's doing with it. Was a bit too much over the curbs. I think Thomas is warming up his tires. Starting a new lap. Should be good if he is a little bit more. Oh! He's avoiding this then. In the pits, maybe he changed something to his setup. Wow, what's that? I think he didn't suspect somebody coming out of the pit lane. I hope so. Nice livery from Robert Tonnison. Moza. I guess he's using a Moza steering wheel. Some smoke from his car. Re-entering the pit lane. That's an Assetto Corsa thing. Thomas at the moment. Oh, I shouldn't say this. Let's see if Thomas can make a decent lap in the next lap. Oh, he's improving right now. Yep. Improving his time, but not his position. But he's still driving faster than the lap before. You see the green LED on the left, the top LED on the left. If it's green, he's improving. If it's red, he's not improving. If it's still green, so he's not anymore now. But it is in if it is 1 millisecond faster, it will be green or more. And if it's 1 millisecond or more slower than before, then it will be red. Gives it another try. Great track, Gilles Villeneuve, Circuit de Gilles Villeneuve. If you have learned the track, then it has a great flow. Oh. Time, Ivan, it is 47.4, improving his time. Maybe he can get a slipstream from Ivan. Then he should be a little bit closer, I think. Just one lap now. Oh, this way it won't be faster. Let's look at Ivan. Not improving. Thomas is improving. He needs 1.6 seconds to improve his position. Let's see what he can do. So far. Yeah. Okay. So for now we have finished the qualifying session. The starting grid will be on P7 Blair Johnson, on P6 Thomas Kane, on P5 Robert Tannison, on P4 Matthew Menzel, On 3, Ashley van der Salm. On P2, Richard Vacci. And on pole position today, Ivan Ozas. And that's very good for him because he has an issue with the steering wheel and he didn't practice for today. So very good for Ivan. And now we are waiting till all cars will be on the starting grid for the race. 41 laps racing today. So all drivers at least need one pit stop. Here are all drivers on the grid. The leaderboard is a mess at the moment. It will be updated when all cars have passed the start-finish line. For people who won't watch this live stream very often, I'm in the safety car, so I have to switch to the pit after the start. So there will be a moment in the first lap when you see only the pit lane, but it will be for a short moment. We are waiting for the lights to go on. Here they go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And off are the lights, and there they go. And Ivan takes the lead. And Facci is on P2. Ashley van der Salm on P3, P4. Overtaken by Mansi. Ashley van der Salm on P7. Something went wrong there. Oh, Blair Johnson is making some room for Ashley van der Salm. We have Robert Tennyson. Thomas Kane went to P4, which is very good. Matthew Mansell on P3. He gained the position. Here we have Richard Vacci on P2. Oh shit. Excuse. I was a bit late with. But nothing so strange happened. They could all avoid the safety car. So after one lap we have Blair Johnson on P7. Ashley van der Salm had a very bad first lap on P6. Robert Tennyson on P5. Thomas Kane on P4. Matthew Mansell on P3. Richard Vacci on P2. And Ivan Ozas, difficult to pronounce, he's from Spain. He is on P1. There will be 41 laps in this race. They are now in the third lap, 41 laps, which means they have to make at least one pit stop to refuel the car. And I haven't figured it out for this race, but there might be a chance they also have to make a second pit stop. Otherwise they won't make it to the end of the race. And there will be some drivers who will do some fuel saving so they can do it with one pit stop, but that always will be a risk. They can run out of fuel before they finish the race. Looks like Ashley van der Salm is closing the gap to Tennyson. Thomas Kane went to P3, we missed it overtake. Nice to see more and more custom skins, like this one from Thomas Kane. Quite a big gap between Ozas and Richard Vacci. So switching to Essie van der Salm, which is having a battle with Tennyson. Something went wrong in the first lap. We didn't see what happened. At least now we have a fight, and a small mistake from Robert Tennyson, and Essie van der Salm switched to P5. Oh, it's not over yet. Still battling with each other. Essie is the outside. Oh, and did leave the corner a little bit faster. That's when you're on the outside. So Ashley finally on P5. Matthew already made his pit stop. Something goes wrong there. He couldn't find his pit box, I think. That's a very quick pit stop. So Ashley van der Salm on P5 right now. Robert Tennyson on P4. And Thomas Kane on P3 on a podium position. Let's see if he can hold this to the end of the race. But it looks like Ashley doing a very good job. Oh, in battle again with Robert Tennyson. I guess this will be the fight of this race between Ashley van der Salm and Robert Tennyson. Oh, something went terrible wrong with Tennyson. So Ashley got a present on P4 right now. But 5.8 seconds to Thomas Kane. That's quite a big gap. A big gap. We're going to see if Van der Salm can close the gap. Richard Tavacci on P2. The 4.6 seconds gap to Ivan. I'm afraid we missed something again from Ashley van der Salm. But at least we have a battle again between Ashley and Robert Tennyson. Does have an overtake button this year, which gives you more battery power. Formula Student did it already have in 2025 and still has it in 2026. It's a bit different than from Formula 1. The combustion engine is still delivering the main power, and the electric engine is just delivering something extra power to do a fast lap or to do some overtake. But the same with the real Formula 1 in 2026 is you need to use it carefully, because you have a limited amount of electric power in a lap, and of course you have a limited amount of battery power. A couple of laps after each other, then your battery will be empty and you have to recharge the battery. If you are trying to use it to overtake the car in front of you, the car in front of you can use it to defend the position. And there are different ways to use electric power. You can use it on the straight, that's the easy thing to do. Some drivers use it when accelerating from out of a corner, which can be fast on some tracks, but it's a little bit difficult to do, especially on this track. You have no LED indication if car was used. As a driver you can see it, but we can't see it. The only thing we can possibly see it if the speed is increasing a lot. That was a nice overtake, but it was a small mistake from Robert Tennyson, so it was an easy overtake for Ashley van der Zalm. And now Ashley has to close a gap of 13.7 seconds. Which means Thomas Kane has a big chance to finish on the podium today. Thomas is even closing the gap to the P2 position of Richard Vacchi. Meantime, it looks like Ivan has an easy race today. He has a gap of 6.8 seconds between him and the number 2 driver. That looks like he's struggling a bit because Thomas is closing the gap. Now we see a back marker and the driving before in front of Vacchi. The black helmet is a little bit confusing. If you're looking fast, it looks like there's no driver in the car. But it is, of course. Oh! Oh! Johnson, the back marker, and Vacchi haven't come together, unfortunately. Which means Thomas Kane got a present, being P2 at the moment. And Thomas can't help that Vacchi had an incident with the back marker. Blair Johnson might have 5 or 10 seconds penalty for this, but it doesn't change the outcome of the race because he's already lost. A bit of a shame for Richard Vacchi. And now Thomas Kane is on P2. He might be lucky if something terrible is going wrong with Ivan's steering wheel. It seems he has a problem with the stable clamp, so the steering wheel can come loose from his sim rig. But he doesn't deserve it. He's doing a very good job even today. So he deserves the win if he's going to win. It's Thomas on P2. I can't remember when he was on P2. He was on the podium before, but on P2 I can't remember. Here we have Matthew Mansell. On P7 we have Blair Johnson. He is a lap behind Tennyson, I guess. P7, Blair Johnson. On P6 we have Matthew Mansell. I think that's how you pronounce it, but difficult. 10 seconds before him we have Robert Tennyson on P5. Then we have on P4 Ashley van der Zalm from the Netherlands. On P3 podium position Richard Vacchi. And Richard Vacchi is from Hungary. On P2 from the United States, Thomas Kane. Ten seconds behind Ivan Ozas, also called Lozy Lozy. This is surely not his first win, but a very good one without practicing and having an issue with the steering wheel. I think he will save some fuel now with a big gap of more than 11 seconds between him and the number 2 driver. Some pit stops in a few moments. This looks strange. P6 is behind P7. That means Matthew Mancy is going to lap Johnson. Oh! Oh. Something went terribly wrong with... Oh, he left the race, unfortunately. Now Ivan is behind Mancy. He's going to lap Mancy in a few moments. Some drivers are making a pit stop at the moment, as you can see on the map on the right top of your screen. "20 laps is a lot. Ivan is in lap 21 now. I hope he knows what he's doing. Because I thought it was only 19 or 20 laps with one tank of fuel. But he is still driving. I think he will make a pit stop right now. Not. Okay, this will be exciting. Well, I guess Thomas did already make the pit stop. Because it's on P3 now. Ashley van der Salm is slowing down for Ivan, as always. And Ashley is a back marker. And there's no issue with overtaking. Now Facci is in the pit. And he still is not making a pit stop. So he did a lot of fuel saving then. Oh, we did miss the pit stop at the start and the first part of the race, but I can't imagine that he is leading the race from start to now. Not finished because the race is not finished yet. but 23 laps, that's a lot. Yeah, there he is. We can't see if he takes new tires. So, was a bit dirty pit stop. Not exactly on the right spot. But he maintains the lead. The 31 seconds on the leaderboard is wrong. They have to pass. I'll pass another section. I think it will be 15 seconds right now, which is still a lot. But if he can do 23 laps on one tank of fuel, he will make it to the end of the race. So one pit stop only this race, at least for Ivan. I don't know for the other drivers. So on P1, after 24 laps, we have Ivan Ozas from Spain. On P2, we have Thomas Kane from the United States. On P3, we have Richard Facci from Hungary. On P4, Matthew Menzi from the United States. On P5, Ashley van der Zalm from the Netherlands. On P6, Robert Tennyson, also from the United States. Which means a lot of drivers from the United States. Yeah, but we are in Canada at the moment, so that does make sense. It looks like Ivan is going to lap Tennyson again. Quite a difference in speed, we could say. On the map, on the right top of your screen, you can see where all cars are. A big gap between 1 and 2. 1, 6, 5 and 4 are a little bit closer to each other. There is the next back marker, Robert Tennyson. Last year our races were a little bit shorter or about the same size as the sprint races in Formula 1. But this year our races are a bit longer than the sprint races in Formula 1. We have at least one pit stop and in some races 2 pit stops. And it can be a bit exciting what strategy the drivers are using with the tires and with the fuel. Struggling a bit. He goes to the right. Thank you, Tennyson. Use his horn. Say hello. That's a bit of a Tennyson thing, I think. Oh, he makes a mistake. You could see it in the mirror. So Ivan was not making a mistake, but Tennyson was making a mistake. Ivan is approaching the next back marker. He's very lucky today that he did not have any issues with back markers so far today. Sometimes it can be an issue, but this race everything looks very nice. Except for Fachi, went very bad luck today. Mirror of Ashley, so we can see Ivan coming. Driving a Assetto Corsa gives you a blue flag when the leader of the race is approaching. But the issue is, this was a very nice making room for the leader. But the issue with the blue flags is on a small track like Grand Prix karting tracks, the blue flags are coming way too soon. So if you see the blue flag, it will take some time before the leader is going to overtake you. And all the time you have to look in your mirrors to make some room in time. Let's see the track from above. Well, this is the track we're racing on today. There's water all around the track. It's on an island, just like the real track, of course. "21 seconds between Ivan and Thomas. I guess we could say Thomas is not going to win today, but he's on P2 on the podium, which he will be happy about, I guess. On P3 we have Richard Facci, 15 seconds behind Thomas. And 15 seconds behind Facci we have Ashley van der Zalm. 7.9 seconds behind Ashley we have Robert Tannesen, who had some issues today, as we could see. Matthew Menzi on P6, 1.4 seconds behind Robert Tannesen, so this could be a fight. Oh, not this way. Maybe Matthew has some damage on his car, because he was on P5 and Tennison was on P6. After 34 laps, drivers can have some issues with concentrating on the driving. for the end of the race. So then only Thomas and Ivan are finishing in the same lap, and all other drivers will be lapped. We start believing that Ivan did practice for the race, that he just only was kidding. That he didn't practice and there was some issue with the steering wheel, because he's very fast. There we can see him in the mirror. From Ivan's car. We're going to switch to Thomas because he's approaching some back markers. Here we have Thomas Kane in front of him, 5 and 6, Menchie and Tennyson. This is the big question for the moment. Who will overtake first? Thomas or Ivan? I think we need to switch to Ivan. Still not close enough. It's already the final lap, so it's a question if he will make it. Of course he will be first, but I think he doesn't take any risks and will stay behind him. So let's see what Thomas is doing. 30 seconds, 7 seconds before Thomas and 10 seconds behind. Oh, almost a mistake. We're watching Ivan, the leader of the race. He's already almost done. He's just staying behind Richard, taking no risk at all. Oh, this one. Yes, congratulations goes to Ivan Ozas, Lozy. Did not practice at all before this race, he said. and having an issue with the steering wheel, but still winning the race with a 38 seconds lead of number 2, Thomas Kane from the United States. Doing a lot for the FSGP community. Driving his own livery. Paid a lot of attention to his livery. And today he finishes on the podium. P2 Thomas Kane. Here we have Richard Facci. He seems to be happy too. P3 for Richard Facci. And here we have Ashley van der Zelm. Still driving. I think, at least. Yeah. Last part of the last lap for Ashley van der Zelm on P4. Was on P3 for the moment, if I'm not wrong. Started from P3, but something went wrong in the first lap. And here we have some drivers having some fun, doing some donuts. Welcome to the FSGP Donuts party. Where are they? Here are they, creating some smoke. Are they running out of fuel? Or Thomas is trying to destroy his tires, I guess. This gives a nice image of the track. Okay, so this was the FSGP 2026 round 7 on the Grand Prix Karting Montreal, the mini F1 version of the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, the Canadian FSGP. And I think we are going to wait if Thomas will do some interviews. He will be back in a moment.
and I started really well, I think. So I don't know what I have to say.
Okay. You started at the second position, but at some moment you were fourth, and then you went third. Tell us what happened during the race.
Actually, I started on the second place. I
Yeah.
had a crash with someone. I don't know who. Started really well, I think.
I think you had a collision with Blair.
Blair. So I'm so sorry for him. I don't know if I was wrong or him, but we had a crash, unluckily. And I got back to the third place. So, but after that, I had a clear race.
Okay. Did you practice a lot for this race?
Not really. Maybe 5 hours in total,
Okay.
5 or 6.
Okay. And how were the race conditions for you, the weather and the track conditions?
Actually, the track conditions was better than on my own practices,
Okay.
so it was a good thing for me. I was
Okay.
faster than I thought, so yeah, it was better.
Okay. Well, congratulations with your third place. Then we
Thank
go
you so
to
much.
Thomas, who usually do the interviews way much better as I'm doing now. But yeah, he's on the podium today, so I'm asking the questions to Thomas. Thomas,
It does feel weird being on this side, I will admit.
yeah, what do you mean? Being interviewed or being on the podium?
A little bit of both, yeah.
Okay. How was your race?
You know, I qualified poorly, like I always do.
Yeah.
So I'm actually kind of shocked that I made it all the way up into P2. I'm curious what happened at the start. So would you mind showing me that real quick? I think something had, because if you look where on the stream currently, I'm all the way in the back, and
I will show Ashley. Because something went wrong with Ashley, I guess.
oh, I see what happened here. Okay.
3 wide.
Yeah, so I mean, I just kind of took advantage at that point. I was like, I'm on the inside.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like I had no real grip problems at that point, so I just pushed my way through and pretty much just chased down Matthew for the rest of the race because I made a little mistake there. I lifted just to make sure I didn't get a penalty. But I basically floored it just to catch Matthew because I noticed he was lifting in pretty much half of the chicanes. And on this particular track, you don't really do that. You just sort of floor it the whole time. And we had a completely different entry and exit for. Ooh.
Yeah, that was a small mistake. See, I was just watching the race and forgot the safety car, but no big
Losey got on
incident.
the horn at that point. He was like, "Cars on the road!"
Yeah. Okay. Continue, Thomas.
But yeah, like at this point, I was just looking at Matthew because if you notice, like we're pretty much stable at this point. He goes into the pit a lot sooner for some reason, but he also keeps lifting pretty hard in these two chicanes. So I just make up the time as the laps go on, and I don't want to be mean or anything, but it was a pretty easy overtake when it does happen.
Yeah, you were a bit lucky then.
But I never got anywhere close to Losey. Losey just ran away the whole race, so he was showing off his ability to both. Oh, I see what happened. Yeah, he did a little skid out. But Losey just maintained a perfect pace the entire race, so I didn't really have any real chance of catching him on that particular front.
No. And before we go to Losey, let's look to Vachi. Do I pronounce it right, Vachi? Oh, he's not listening.
I'm here. Can you repeat it? Sorry, my hearing is actually really bad.
Okay. I always called you Vachi. Do I pronounce this right? Yeah?
Yes, but my name is Richard.
Richard.
So,
okay.
Yes, it would be better. Thank you so much.
Okay, Richard. Okay. Let's see what happened with you. Oh. Let's look for.
Yeah, I think Richard had like a little mistake at one point. Because he was doing really well for pretty much the entire race. Did you practice doing like the full pits, Richard, or was this like sort of news to you when you got into the race?
So that's new for me. I never really raced before. Only had the last FSGP in Miami, but
Right.
no, I don't have any race.
Did you
before.
have an issue with the back marker? Yeah.
Yeah, he.
Oh,
Oh, that was the timing.
You should watch this from my onboard because it was terrifying.
I think the stream answered your question, Nitro.
what?
No, because you said you said you had. Sorry.
Losey will
You said
compose
sorry.
himself.
You said, did you have any problem with the back market? And suddenly you had the image in the.
Yeah.
I think he went back 2 laps.
Oh, really?
It's around here somewhere. Because I kept seeing like Blair in front of him.
No. No,
I think he
a
maybe
bit
went a little
more.
too far again. So I remember talking to Losey at this point. I was like, what's going to happen here? Because he was really close to Blair. And I don't think Blair was necessarily blocking him, but
Well,
it was just
yeah.
like the seas parted for me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, congratulations, Thomas, with your podium finish. How many times have you finished on the podium so far?
This is my second in-series podium.
Okay. Well, congratulations again. Then we go to Losey, who had a very good race today. Tell me, you did say before the race you didn't practice, and you had the issue with your steering wheel, and then such a race. Unbeatable. How is that possible?
Well, yes. Basically, I was not expecting to race today because the clamping of my wheel is broken.
Yeah.
But when I knew that Goose and Roland were not going to race, well, I basically had a good chance to take a victory, so I just took it.
Yeah.
He saw points were on the table and he was like, "Those are mine."
Yeah, but I still have to put some work to fix it if I want to keep myself in contention.
But how did you keep your steering wheel on the table then?
Have you seen the picture?
No?
I shared a picture in the pictures and videos chat. You will see how I had my wheel.
In the pictures and videos?
Yeah.
It's not fitted.
No.
Did you
It's
turn
not
off the
the-
force feedback?
Yes. Otherwise,
Okay.
it's impossible. No, it's
Yeah.
like no arcade driving because I had no force feedback. Very
Today
soft.
you had no force feedback.
It's not even duct tape. He used. Isn't that like pack? That's barely
Yeah.
tape at all.
Yeah, basically what I just found first in my house because I signed up like 5 minutes before the race started. So I had to find something quickly.
So we should repost this image and describe it with how to win a race on FSGP. This way. It's a secret. It makes you faster. Okay. Well, Thomas, will you say some nice words for the end of this evening? Is Thomas still there? Oh my God.
of June.
Sorry, Thomas. I closed Discord.
Oh.
So, can you say it again, please?
Sure.
Funny broadcast.
Well, we really
today.
appreciate having all the new drivers who've been showing up in the last couple of racers. Really great to see Richard on the podium in his second race. So we'll see if we get more fast drivers on there. And June 6th, Monaco. So come on by for that. We also will be having our yearly Triple Crown event. So you will be seeing both Le Mans announcements as well as Indy announcements coming up soon. So look forward to that. Lozy,
Yes.
you have anything to say?
The big question
fun.
is, will
Have
you
fun,
race
everyone.
again next time with such a steering wheel?
Yeah, just have fun, everyone, and let's
Okay.
I hope more people joins the series, just like Richard did. I think for his second race, being this his second race, he showed a very good pace, and he just has to, work a bit more, maybe find a work with the setups and pace, and I think he can catch, he can get a very good pace in the future.
Okay, thank you. See you all next time. Bye.